I'm Will. I'm one of the advisors here at Strategic Retirement Solutions. And thank you so much for taking some time out of your week to learn about something that certainly is very near and dear and important to me, and something that should be very important for anyone who plans on retiring someday. Maybe you're in that transition from accumulation to distribution, and this is even more poignant for you, or you're living in retirement, right? This topic that I'm talking about today is having your retirement in sight, SITE. That's an acronym that's very important to us here at Strategic Retirement Solutions, and something that you probably should be thinking about if retirement is something that's on your mind. The S in this stands for Social Security. The I, that stands for income or income planning. The T, that stands for taxes, and the E, that's estate planning. To dial in on these points a little bit more, concrete, Social Security, these decisions that you're making on Social Security can be the difference of tens of thousands of dollars depending upon when you've elected. It's not to say there's a magic time to elect, but your election really needs to be made within the context of everything else going on within your retirement plan. Right? We can't make this decision in a silo. Also, no one has a crystal ball to know exactly when the right time for you to elect is. It has to be made with that important context. The next piece there is the income gap, right? The income gap is really the years before Social Security is going to kick in, and how do you plan for that? Where are you going to take those distributions from? Next piece there on income planning is guaranteed income sources, reducing a sequence of return. Sequence of return is something where if we've had a conversation before, I've probably brought it up. It's a topic that is really important when it comes to retirement. The example here is if the market loses 25% and you lose 5%, now you're down 30, and you need something like 42% worth of return just to get back to that same starting spot in the following year. And I always say that's not a position that I want to be in. It's not a position I want to put any of my clients in. And I know it's likely a position that you don't want to be in either. And it's something that needs to be planned around, right? We can do that by trying to make sure that our portfolio has proper backstops, places to flee to safety, and is well within our risk tolerance. Talking about semi-retirement and earnings limits affecting benefit calculations, the earnings test is something that sneaks up on all too many folks. If you haven't heard of the earnings test before when it comes to Social Security, you want to educate yourself on that topic before you make the decision to elect for your Social Security benefit. Then to transition over to the T, or taxes, and the E, estate planning, your 401k balance is not your retirement income, right? That's a really important piece. If you look at your 401k balance, your retirement balance, that is actually not the balance that you personally own, because Uncle Sam has their interest as well, right? Taxes come first and they need to be addressed within a retirement plan. Roth conversions now could present or prevent a larger tax bill down the road, right? Making that decision as to say, is Roth conversion going to be right for me? Is systematic conversion going to work? If I'm going to do Roth conversion, where am I going to pay the tax from? Then estate planning ensures that your wealth transfers on your terms. It is astonishing the amount of clients that I come across who haven't thought about even a will, much less an estate plan. If you haven't addressed this sort of thing, it's important to get with a professional who can give you guidance on how to get started on that process. Then finally, required minimum distributions or retirement mass destruction can push you into a higher tax bracket if it's not managed proactively, right? This goes hand in hand with that Roth conversion I just talked about. These are the topics that need to be addressed at the foundation of creating a retirement plan. If it's something that you want to dive deeper about, and these sort of topics are things that make your ears perk up and make you think, man, I need to start thinking about these things as I go from having a paycheck every 2 weeks or every month to now creating my own paycheck, I want you to go to retirementprotected.com and watch our free educational webinar where you can dive even deeper on these topics and figure out really maybe where the next step to take is.